Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
What up? What up? It's your boy, Haney. Once again, it's another episode of Danny's Dimensions. Shout out to everybody who was on the last podcast. And shout out to Rob, shout out to Adrien, Coach Rob and Adrien. Also, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys for coming out here and supporting your boy. We have 1.1K viewers on the last video. We also had like almost up to 50 viewers on the live last time. So shout out to you guys for doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. So today we're going to talk about, you see the backdrop here with the picture of Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank Sr. And now we have the sons, the two sons. We have the two sons, and they're going to be fighting each other. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Connor Benn. Man, live at the O2 Arena in England, October 8th, Eubanks versus Benn. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, I should say. That's going to be a good fight, man. That's going to be an excellent fight. Like I said, congratulations to those who subscribed to the channel. We have some new subscribers as well. We have about 5 or 6 new subscribers between the last episode and now. So shout out to those who subscribe to the channel. Shout out to those who support the channel. You know, before I get into the things, I just want to, let you guys know to like, share, and subscribe, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you contribute to the channel. I appreciate those who have already contributed to the channel. And so today we're going to have Coach Rob on. Hopefully he's going to be able to get on a little bit later. We're going to talk about this. Right now, I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to start it. You know how it is. The show must go on. You know what I mean? So Chris Eubank versus Benn, Connor Benn. I'm gonna tell you the backstory about this, right? So when I was younger, I remember. Okay, he wants to be sent the link. So Adrien's gonna come on. I'm gonna send him the link, and for you guys, I'm gonna send you guys a link. So I remember. I'm gonna talk while I'm doing this. So I remember back in the days. I know a lot of people in the UK remember back in the day. The Eubank Benn rivalry. That was a savage rivalry back then, right? So Eubank versus Benn, it's the reincarnation. It's the reincarnation of Eubank versus Benn. And now, it's crazy. The title of it is called Born Rivals. They were born into this. They didn't choose this. They were born into this, man. And this is something that's going to be it's going to be a sight to see, man. To see, it's funny how things how the circle of life turns, and how things happen, and everything repeats itself. So now it's the next generation of Benns. So we got my boy Adrien.
What's up, man? What's going on, Danny? Danny Dimensions in the house.
Yeah, we in the house once again, bro. We in the house.
What's going on, guys? Do your thing. I'll jump in a few.
Yes, sir. So no, I was just talking about the Well, you see the backdrop and the picture in the backdrop with Ben versus Eubank. And this is a very spicy fight. Live at the O2. Get your tickets, man, if you can afford them.
That's going to be the
Not.
biggest event that weekend in probably all of Europe.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Because we know the backstory of the Eubank Ben thing, like with them, their fathers, man. Chris Eubank and Nigel Ben. Nigel Ben. Nigel Ben was a savage fighter. If those of you who don't know about Nigel Ben, man, they called him the Dark Destroyer, and he had that tragic fight, of course, with Gerald McClellan, who was also a knockout boxer. He knocked out Adrien Barkley in the first round back in 1990. So, and Chris Eubank was more of the, fancy boxer with the punch. And his son kind of exemplifies the same thing that he does. Chris Eubank Jr.
Real quick, I just wanted to step in. You know what makes this fight one of the biggest fights of the year?
What makes this a big fight of the year? Tell us.
My opinion, what makes this fight one of the biggest and best fights of the year is the fact that there's so much on the line for both guys.
Oh, yeah.
And the majority of boxing, it's bum versus champ, and no one watches. Like, every time you watch Tank Davis, you're like, he's not going to lose. Like, he's got zero chance of losing.
Right.
And now you got Conor Benn, undefeated, moving up in weight, taking the challenge, which 99% of the boxers, they will never do this. There's Canelo. There's only a handful of guys you could go back in history who've actually took the challenge, took a fight that's 50-50, Right. Mayweather's never done it. Mayweather always picked and chose fights that he knew he was going to win for the most part. Especially like all the PBC guys, almost all of them. None of them are in competitive fights before the fight takes place, not after, obviously.
Exactly.
But it's what makes this intriguing and why I think I can't believe this fight was made. I'm literally, every time I think about it, I'm like, this is insane. This is going to be pandemonium. When you have it on, it's going to be Eastern time around 5 o'clock when the main event goes on.
Right.
The O2, if anyone who's listening has never seen it, the O2 is one of the most stunning, beautiful stadiums you'll ever see in your life.
Absolutely.
It looks so. It doesn't even look real. It looks like it's CGI, like it's all
really doesn't
fake. And all the fans are going to be singing. It's going to be just pandemonium. It's going to be. My brain's hurting. I can't believe what kind of event we're going to have. And Conor Benn and Eubanks, they bring it. Did you watch Eubanks' last fight?
With Liam Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did watch that fight. I saw that fight when it happened. It was earlier this year in February. Yeah. Roy Jones is his trainer, but he's trying to be too much like Roy Jones. I think he did too much showboating in that fight. I think he could have got Liam Williams out of there. Yeah. He can't play with Conor Benn. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, but I can tell you what. Do you know what was the most impressive thing about that? They were booing him big time. Because remember, he was in his opponent's hometown, and that was tough for him to put on that kind of fight. And I think I said this to you while we were live. I was watching it live when I was talking to you. Mm-hmm. I said this is probably one of the best performances from a non-elite guy in a very long time, because he's not elite. He's not some like world beater. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. And then that moment, I'm like, yo, 160. He's putting everyone on notice because that weight class is weak.
Right. So
154 and 160 is weak. No one's really.
It is. It is. For real.
No one's checking for those weight classes. So you could make whatever excuses. You could bring up all these names. 154, 160. I mean, look, you got Andrade. I heard news that he's still running away from that Muslim Russian dude. That's what I heard. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Andre, he's fighting who's Andre fighting? I think he's fighting somebody that's 22.
He signed the fight, but then he pulled out because of injury. So I think he signed it. No one cares about him. Who cares? Does it matter? Like, we just You know, he ain't fighting the guy that's calling him out. That's all that matters. You know, Benn-Eubank, who I've watched him fight twice.
Oh, okay.
He's good. He's a great prospect. Like he's good. I'm not saying he's some elite guy, but he's got dog in him. And I know one thing. I watched Andrade's last fight. He fought a guy that was not skilled at all, and he had nothing. He had nothing the second half of the fight. He should have lost that fight. Anyone that says otherwise doesn't know shit about boxing.
So So real quick, Demetrius Andrade, he's going to be fight. They said Jack Parker is a guy that's 22-0 with 16 knockouts, and he may. If you watch it, I mean, you should watch.
Isn't he moving up? Does he? I thought he's moving up to 168.
He's moving up.
He's joining the weight class where no one wants to fight each other. So it is what doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
He vacated his WBO belt, and now he's moving up to 68. But who do you think?
Go ahead.
Who do you think wins this match between Conor Benn and Eubank? This is like it's like the reincarnation. Man. It's like I like the title of it. It's called Born Rivals.
Yeah, I honestly think, and I was thinking about this for a long time. Like I was like legitimately I just sat down and I was watching tape, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be a freaking war. I think fundamentally what's gonna end up happening, regardless of everything, I think the first few rounds are gonna be insane. Like the nerves are gonna kick in, and they're gonna fight towards the crowd, and it's gonna be close. But I think once they settle down, what'll end up happening, I think, is Conor just outboxes him, Conor Benn. But it's going to be close because I don't think Conor is a 160 guy. I don't think he should be fighting at 160.
Yeah. They're fighting at 57.
57?
Yeah.
Yes. I forget. They did a bullshit catch weight. Yeah, I forgot about that.
The catch weight.
Because originally they said 160, and then I guess his camp was like, bro, you're undefeated. Like, what the fuck? You know? And he probably said, fuck you. I want to fight him because I'll fight anyone because I'm a real boxer, unlike the Americans. Americans are all pussy, so.
Yeah, they don't go after the best fights sometimes.
Yeah, no.
You're always going to see the UK fighters at the domestic level, even at the domestic level. Good. Well, so we got Coach Rob in here. What's up, Rob?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Rob?
What's going on? So we're talking about the Eubank versus Benn fight, as you see on your screen. Tell us about that and what you think the keys are and who's going to win.
I mean, to be 100% honest, I'm not super excited about this fight.
Really?
No, not really, and I'll tell you why. Because I know that Eubank is going to have to do a lot to get down to the weight. What are they fighting at? 152, I think it is.
57.
3 pounds.
3 pounds. So it's like, I know how that works, man. Being weight cutting and stuff like that, coming down to a weight that you usually don't fight at. He fights at 168. Or 160, right? Normally, or is he fighting 160 or 160?
160, yeah. He's not a big 160 guy though.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
He's kind of skinny too.
Yeah. So I'm not super excited. I think it'll be a good fight. I'm probably leaning towards just because of the size. Probably leaning towards Eubank, but I can't say 100% yet. Because Connor's an animal. I like him a lot. I like that. He can go. So he's somebody I do like to watch. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not super interested. But I do think I do think there are some good variables to it. Obviously, the generational thing there with the fathers. That's cool. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not super excited about it because I don't really feel like we'll get the best Eubank, but we'll probably get a solid, very solid Conor. So I think it's kind of like almost like a drainage type fight. Like, hey, come down and wait, fight me here, meet me here. Although it's only 3 pounds, that's still a lot because he's already cutting down to get to 160. So 3 additional pounds, it's like it plays a lot. So we'll see how he does after he rehydrates. We'll see how he does and how he looks, how he feels. But.
Hey, Coach Rob, I got a question for you. So, typically, Conor fights at 147.
Yeah.
and I agree with you. Him going
Him
up
coming
weight,
up 10 pounds too. That's
it's
another
the
thing.
power. He's a power guy. I think if he hits anyone at 147,
They
I
out.
see them going down. So that's another thing. That's what makes this fight so close. I don't know if you just joined. That's what I was saying. I said it's going to be close because one guy's moving up, one guy. I don't know if 3 pounds is that big of a deal because he's a lean 160, you know. So
Well,
he's not a big 160.
he's not
Eubanks
huge.
isn't that big. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not huge. I know that. But I saw an interview with him, and he was talking about like getting down even to that was, basically going to be a handicap for him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but
we'll see. We'll see if that actually is the case. But like I said, I'm not super excited, but I think it'll be a good fight. I'll watch it for sure. I'm definitely going to be tuning in, but I think it's a cool fight. I think it's a fight that should happen just because of the legacy here. But
absolutely.
Not one that I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see. You know what I mean?
I think the fact that Conor Benn is actually he's taking a risk being he's still he's only how many fights does Conor Benn have? 16, 17?
20, I think 21.
21? Okay, so
21.
He's 21-0. Yeah, this is right about the time that you want somebody to take a risk like that. But
yeah, he's got some decent names on his resume.
Yeah, he does.
47.
He does.
Like some of the gatekeepers, so like the Samuel Vargas,
Sorry about that.
Chris Van Heerden, people like that. Chris Algieri, some gatekeepers. So I mean, decent names. Other than that, he doesn't really have anybody. Some domestic fights. And with Eubank's record, man, like really the only person that I'm not going to, I mean, take it or leave it, right? But I think the only person really I can say like, hey, man, you really showed up on was Liam was it Liam Williams or Liam Smith?
Yeah, that was his last fight.
That was a good fight, man.
It was a good fight, but I mean, everybody else that has a name that he fought, he lost to, like Billy Joe Saunders, that being the only other person. So
hey, Billy could box, man.
Billy can definitely box.
I don't know why. I know people dismiss him because he lost and now he's fat and he's a slob.
Bro, he was beating Canelo.
Yeah,
he was beating Canelo.
Yeah, he was an elite guy, and in that fight, Eubanks took that fight when he was very early in his career.
Yes,
he wasn't mature enough for it. You know.
Yes, he did. I do remember that. But he
fought
well. He fought well under the circumstances.
Yeah.
So I do think that this fight will definitely predicate like who is the leading in the smaller divisions in the UK now at this point. Like whoever wins this fight, that's the new Amir Khan or new Kell Brook kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Conor Benn's ceiling is, if he wins this fight in impressive fashion, bro, he's the money fight. That's it.
Yeah.
He's the front money fight at 147, 154. People will have to answer to him because no one cares about belts in boxing. But what do belts mean? Be real. Like realistically, if you're a welterweight, let's say you're Boots, right? These guys won't even defend their belts. Spence and Crawford. It's going to be a whole year before they defend their belts, and it's like, this is why MMA the belts. There's too many belts. It's just not fair. You know, it's not.
And then
fair
there's too many variations of those belts.
Yeah,
too many variations. Like the WBA has the regular belt,
the international belt.
Then the
diamond. Remember the diamond when they brought that out years ago?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Imagine trying to explain it to like a teenager. Hey, so boxing has all these belts and no one knows what's going on. You know,
right? Boxing has 1,000 belts.
All these variations of belts.
Right.
Yeah. And then when you watch PBC guys, and I'm not all of them, but you watch like PBC or Top Rank, like you show a new fan, you're like, wait, this is the best guy in the world. Why is he fighting someone who doesn't know how to fucking throw a straight punch?
Right.
And you're like, well, you're gonna have to take 20 minutes out of your day to explain to him that boxing has different promoters, and that certain promoters, never have competitive fights. And overpay average fighters. So it's like have you ever watched a Top Rank undercard? Honestly,
yeah, it's trash usually.
Yeah,
at least more recently they've been trash. Like back in the day, they were okay.
Back in the day, they used to put you in there with dogs, but now
Top Rank used to throw guys underwater, bro. Like when
early. Oh, I'm not hating on. I'm just using the last few Top Ranks. It should be criminal. They should be charged criminally for what the some of the guys they had, like people off the street you know. And then PBC doesn't even really have undercards. No one watches their events anyway. So
Right.
And then the zone ones, they have so much more. The zone's actually probably the best undercards because they have so much talent. And in Europe, there's just so much levels that you could get guys from everywhere and they'll put on a fight.
Well, that's because the Eastern European guys, they were amateur for so long.
Yeah.
And they didn't even really start to fight professional until like the Cold War era. You know what I mean? So they got so many guys that are still, you know, just coming out of the amateurs. So they're just hitting like their professional debut.
Yeah.
So it's like those guys, you can throw them on undercards. And these are actually guys that actually have like real pedigree because they've been fighting forever. But they just never were. There was something going on back in the day, you know what I mean. And so they never really started going professional until like the early '80s and after.
Yeah, and guess what, bro? Guess what, Coach Rob? Danny ordered the KSI pay-per-view, man.
Oh my God!
He shelled out $10. Shout out to Danny for putting money into Zone's pockets, bro.
Did you really do that, Danny?
Danny's the man.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Definitely
broke right now. I can't afford $10 while I'm literally making prime meat burgers. I can't afford the $10. Sorry, guys.
I wouldn't afford the $10.
Coach Rob, if you could spot me, cash at me. Thanks.
All right, man. Hey, shoot, put your cash up in the chat. No, but I wouldn't. Hey, if I really see your cash app coming up here, Adrien, I'm gonna hit you, bro.
Oh, I'm not gonna buy the KSI pay-per-view. I can tell you that.
Yeah, because if I say you $10, bro, I'm not. I don't waste my $10 on that. Come on, Danny, man. We got to make better financial decisions, bro.
Come on, Danny. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I just wanted to see what it was all about, bro.
I don't. I mean, you're watching on YouTube after it's over, bro.
He's fighting his friend. He's fighting his friend. KSI's. Yeah, go. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I said the Zone has like the best highlights. So you'll see basically the whole fight on YouTube tomorrow.
But you know what, though, Coach Rob and Danny, I don't know if you noticed this. I thought the production for the Usyk AJ fight was very poor. You couldn't hear the fans. Yeah, you couldn't. The camera angles were off. Yeah, and then it seemed like an amateur event. Like it seemed like
and then on
they didn't want people to
garbage, bro.
Yeah,
and then it was like one of the fights. What was it? Badu Jack's fight where the bell didn't ring for like a whole minute.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like what kind of?
So I'm not tripping, right? I wasn't the only one who noticed that.
Yes, man.
No.
That was a huge controversy.
I had family from Italy and Germany at my brother-in-law's house, and they were like, "Oh, put on the fight." They were boxing fans, so I was like, "All right." So like, you have to have the Zone. I'm like, "Bro, I got the Zone. Don't worry about it."
Right.
So I pulled it up, and they're like, "This isn't the Zone," and they're speaking three different like. I speak English, one speaks German, the other one speaks Italian,
right?
And we all speak the same language. We all speak Albanian. So I'm like, bro, this is the Zone. It's on the app, and they're like, no, this isn't the Zone. Like, you can't hear the fans. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I literally logged in from my phone. I'm like, this is all we have. And he's like, oh, maybe it's different from where we're from. And so if you have the Zone in Germany, all the pay-per-views are included. Just so you guys know.
Yeah,
right.
So if you use VPN. Yeah,
I think that the issue really was it was in Saudi Arabia, and so they probably don't have all that production and stuff. So I mean, boxing is kind of still new there. So to an extent, you know, I mean, kind of still new there, at least professional, at least on this grand scale.
Well, they were the only ones to run. They were the only country in that with UFC during COVID.
Yeah.
So
I know,
yeah.
But yeah.
So, we'll see what happens with that, but
we'll see what happens with that fight. Like I said, I'm not super excited. I'm definitely going to watch it, though. I won't be shelling out money, though.
Tyson Fury, according to Sky Sports Boxing, informs the WBC that he will resume his boxing career. Now,
of course,
we've been talking about this. Nobody's surprised about this. So, what do you guys think about it? I'm sure you guys.
Let me go first.
This
real
isn't
fast,
really news anyway.
Let me go first because I'm grilling right now. But so. I actually commented this in that one of the Facebook groups, which I just got back into it to like just fine tune my debating skills, but those guys still can't debate for shit. So Fury went from retiring to unretiring to retiring to saying he's going to fight Francis Ngannou. And I have this timeline written down. He said he's going to fight Francis Ngannou in MMA. Then he said, no, not MMA. We're going to create our own sport. And then he said, fuck all that.
I'm retired. And then he came back unretired, and he said he wants $500 million to fight
No.
Usyk.
You missed one. You missed one.
You missed
Wait, go
Derek
ahead.
Chisora.
Derek Chisora.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I thought that was after the $500 million, though.
No, that was
That was before.
Okay. I stand corrected.
And you
I'm not
missed.
always
Then he
right.
retired again.
And you missed him going to wrestling.
All right, now
What
we're
was the other
trolling
guys?
now.
What
Now
was
we're
the
just
guy?
trolling.
No, I'm dead. These things happen.
No, I'm
What was
dead
the wrestling
I
guy's
know.
name?
Dead serious.
What was the
So-
wrestler's name? The guy that he's supposed to fight, the big dude.
So just so you guys know, where I'm from, like country-wise, it's the only country in the world where gypsies are accepted.
Mhm.
So I've known gypsies my whole life. You know what I mean? And these are this is how they all are for the most part. Hashtag I'm not racist, but I don't know if they're a race, but hashtag I'm not racist.
Put it in the comments, bro.
Yeah, I haven't pulled up the chat, but I hope they're not saying this kid Adrian's a racist. But a lot of the gypsies are just like this. I honestly believe Tyson Fury is pushing it's 100% a false narrative in regards to his mental health issues. I think it's all a scam.
Mhm.
I think everything he says and comes out of his mouth is a fucking lie.
Facts.
I don't trust anything he has to say. And saying all that, he's my number one ranked heavyweight boxer all time.
Yeah,
So
sure.
there you go. There you go, guys.
Something, man.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
I completely agree with all that. I mean, I think he might have legitimately had some mental issues at one point, but I don't think that is anything that is prohibiting him now. Nor is it
Real
something
quick,
that
who's got more mental health issues at this point at heavyweight, Wilder or Anthony Joshua?
Wilder.
mental health.
Yes,
I don't know. I mean, I think all of them could probably use a CAT scan, right? But
yeah, I don't know. Wilder
once said that.
But Wilder is pretty delusional.
He did, yeah, because he said one time if there was technology, he would get pregnant. So.
And just so you guys know, Wilder, listen, for a while he disappeared, but the other day he did an interview. He said he wants to fight. I think he said, don't quote me, 3 more times a year until he's 40, or 5 times a year until he's 40. That's what he said. I don't know, but even still,
he's 36 right now.
Wilder.
This is the end. This is the end of the 2002 year. So that means in order to do that, he's going to have to really fight a lot.
He said he wants to fight 3 times a year until he's 40. So that's, let's say 4 times 3. That's a lot of fights for someone at his level.
12 fights.
12 fights
in the next 3-4 years. Nah.
I mean, Mike Tyson fought 15 in a year or something like that, right? So it's possible.
Yeah, but who's been the most? I think Canelo's been the most active fighter in championship boxing ever.
Probably,
recently?
not ever, but more recent.
Recently. That's what I meant.
More recently, definitely.
Because I mean, most guys named the champ. I think we could all say how many times they fought.
Yeah,
and don't mention. We're not mentioning the guys at 147. No one gives a fuck about them. But real champs,
they don't fight.
They don't fight.
Real champs, we got to give them respect. Like the real pound for pound guys, you know.
Right, definitely. So,
I think I mean I already knew Fury was coming back, or I knew he wasn't retired. Better said. He always does that. It's just like how almost the Floyd Mayweather effect, right? Like Floyd's like, I'm gonna retire and then come back and do an exhibition fight just to remain relevant, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm retired. I'm done. I'm retired. Okay. All of a sudden, Floyd has an exhibition in Dubai against some no name on the same date as a Canelo fight. You know what I mean? Like that's what he does. Now I love Floyd. I mean, I think he's a great boxer, great for the sport. But I'm just saying that's how you stay relevant. So you pretend like you're gonna retire. Conor McGregor did the same thing. I'm retiring from MMA. Everybody's like, whoa, wait, no, what's going on? Okay, come and fight Khabib. You know what I mean? And then get mollywopped, but I mean, still he fought him. You know what I mean? And it brought people back to the sport to like pay attention to him. So I think Tyson's just trying to stay relevant. I don't think anything he's doing right now is real. He's still in shape. He still puts up videos of himself training and crap like that. He's not going nowhere. I think he's going to be undisputed again because I don't see where anybody. I don't see Usyk beating him.
Yeah, I think you know what I think, Coach Rob. What I honestly think is going on with Tyson. I think he's doing what he's always done forever. He waits until he gets the best deal, fight-wise. And yet again, I think him versus Shiroza sells more than him versus Usyk. I really do.
You think can fight Chisora?
I think so, man. I just
fought Chisora.
I know. Or no, not who is it?
That'd be his third time, right? If he
whoever.
Yeah.
Him fighting anyone but Usyk will sell more because it's really tough for Fury needs someone to fight with, like someone that's going to beef with him, you know? And I just don't see him and Usyk, like they're not going to beef. Like
they
all of his antics won't work.
Usyk says that he ain't fighting nobody else
but Tyson.
Fury.
Who cares about him? No one like he's not an A side or anything. Like, okay, I get that. That's fine. But I'm telling
currently
you,
he would be A side.
So yeah, but what do you think would sell more? Fury versus Fury versus Francis Ngannou?
I think it probably would sell close to the same, honestly, because here's the thing you gotta factor in.
Yeah.
Like you get the UFC fans are gonna hop in on that, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
They would. I think they would. Just because they like Ngannou and because he has that whole entire legacy or that whole entire legendary punch thing that hits like a small forward focus going 40 miles an hour. They would want to see that because they would think maybe he could potentially knock out Tyson Fury, which I think is a terrible idea for Francis Ngannou to get in the ring with Tyson Fury. He's killing.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of the MMA fans, a lot of the hardcore fans are not fans of Francis Ngannou. Just so you know,
I believe that.
I don't know why. Even France, when he fought the French guy, they bashed Francis. They didn't even like Francis. They were pushing for Gane to win that fight. So like,
why is that?
It's a lot of. I think it's like a culture thing. I'm not sure because like Francis still, is in France. Like Gane was still in France.
Oh, okay.
And when the UFC doesn't like you, they know, like, you know what I mean? They could promote a certain way and they could push a narrative. So I think a lot of the hardcore fans are like, yo, guys, guess what? Francis doesn't want to be here. So that's like, I know for me, for example, I don't really care about Francis anymore because he never took the new contracts the UFC offered him. So him being underpaid is on him. It's not on the UFC.
Yeah.
So listen, and I'm a big UFC fan. If he doesn't want to fight, don't fight. Fucking retire and vacate your belt.
Right.
I think he made $600,000 up against Fury's $30 million. I think it was.
Yeah, but just Coach Rob, I broke this down on several videos with boxing fans, and I explained in detail, like, as far as monies, he actually has more potential to make more money in the UFC than he does in boxing, because I'll just cut like a 20-minute answer in 2 minutes. If he's to fight Fury, Wilder, Joshua Ruiz, King Kong, how many rounds do you think Francis is gonna like? He's gonna get knocked out really bad.
Bad.
Pretty quickly.
So it's gonna be one paycheck and done. So he may get 7 to 10 million. He's not getting more. He's not gonna get what Wilder got versus Fury. He's not gonna get what Anthony Joshua got versus his biggest pay. He's not getting that. He doesn't have the promote. Like, no promoter's gonna pay him 50 million. The most he's gonna get is what like Parker got, or like one of these one of these guys that got knocked out by Fury, like not one of these top guys.
Yeah, and I get you. He probably get like what a prospect makes. Maybe a little more than that, just because it'll be a big fight. But I get what you're saying.
But you would agree it's one and done?
I mean, who else does he? I mean,
the only I projected
he fights Fury. Fury beats everybody else in the heavyweight division anyway.
Yeah.
So he fights Fury. That will cement the fact that you can't beat anyone else. Well, not necessarily. But if he fights Fury and Fury knocks him out in like 2 rounds, that maybe he could have another boxing match with somebody else. But
he could possibly beat Wilder. I think he could beat Wilder only because there's a huge size difference. You're talking about a guy that's. And listen, I'm not betting on it. But if he was to beat anybody, I think, like, let's say we talk to the boxing gods and we're like, hey, who would he beat if he fought all these guys 10 times? I only see Francis beating Wilder because Wilder is the smallest, least skilled guy in the weight class that has a name, I
don't know. I mean, Wilder's 6'7", bro.
I know. But look, if you had to pick odds,
he is brittle though. His body.
But hear me out. If you had to make odds, right? Fury, Anthony Joshua, Wilder, just to say those three, and Usyk. Who do you think who does Francis have the best odds of beating?
Yeah, I mean, in that list, yeah, Wilder.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be Wilder. I think even Ruiz fucking boxes his face in.
Yeah,
you know.
But I see what you're saying. I think that he does that. I don't know. I just don't think this is a good move for him. Period. Like, I think you fight Fury if you want to get a payday, and then just stop boxing. Because honestly, Ngannou can't box. I've never, you know what I mean? In my opinion, he can't really box. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if he beats Wilder, because Wilder can't box, but he boxes better than Ngannou. And if he catches Ngannou with that right hand, I believe he's going to sleep then too.
Yeah.
If Stipe Miocic put him down, anybody that boxes is going to put him down. And you saw that right there. Stipe actually was a amateur Golden Glove. Right. And he boxed his face off.
Yep.
I mean, he got beat the second fight, but he boxed his face off. So,
so Coach Rob, you would agree that if him and the people that run his him and his promotional staff and his management, instead of them crying and bitching and complaining that UFC won't pay them, or they could have made a deal with the UFC, they would have got paid what Izzy Adesanya made or higher or more, and he would be making millions by now.
Yeah,
but no.
I
so
agree.
fuck them.
Some of these guys are eating,
Francis.
man.
Listen, fuck Francis. I could care less about this point, because his all his issues are self-inflicted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
If Terrence Crawford wants to be managed by some fucking moron who doesn't know shit about boxing and ruin his career, that's fucking Crawford's problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, if these guys want to be surrounded by yes men that don't know shit about the fight game, so be it. But I'm not gonna feel bad for these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think they make stupid decisions, man. Like, business is just as important as boxing.
So you got to be fair. It's a business. You know what I mean? You got to be fair.
You got to be fair, but then you also got to be reasonable and understanding. Like, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, unless I'm bringing in, a ton of pay-per-view buys and everybody wants to see me, and I'm just leading. Like, I mean, you then at that point have the ability to call for more. Like Conor McGregor, I always go back to him.
Yep.
Dana White would not let anybody else go over and cross the street to go box, except Conor McGregor. He wasn't gonna let anybody else do that.
And why would he though? Why would he?
He broke his contract, went over to box Floyd Mayweather, and lost to Floyd Mayweather, but got on $100 million payday, and then was able to come back to the UFC. How did that happen? You know what I mean? So it lets you know that when you get to a certain level and you're bringing in buys and you're showing that, hey, you can sell, these guys are going to promote you the right way. But it's like the guys that if you're not selling yourself too, then they're not gonna put all this money behind you or push or put all this energy behind you.
Why would anyone do it? Why do you think Terrence Crawford and Spence can't be made? No promoter is going to continue to lose money on him. It's just not going to happen.
I think that fight is pretty much done, though. Okay. I'm expecting to see something soon.
Well, he better take a pay. I can't wait to see the numbers.
I don't believe it happening. That's
no. I think it's done. The deal is pretty much done.
I was told.
I've been hearing some stuff.
I was told that the guaranteed money is the only thing that's the number one, bro. Danny, when did I mention this? I broke this down. Bro, in February, I broke this down.
Yep.
He's not going to get paid more than what Top Rank was offering him. It's not going to happen. It's just not. The money can't. This fight isn't going to generate that kind of money. It's just not going to happen, guys. I hate to break it to you guys. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
I don't believe so either. I don't believe
it's just they're not. It's not going to sell that much, and you can't pay Spence and Crawford unless a promoter wants to willingly continue to lose money on Bud. I just don't see anyone doing it. That's why he fired I know he didn't fire. He sued his promoter. Yeah. And he obviously was frivolous in nature because all he did was copy and paste Mikey Garcia's lawsuit. But the thing is, it's like boxing's a business, and it's you can't say in a lawsuit in a legal document that you feel you were underpaid and underpromoted, but then take a fight for half the money. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to have to take a huge pay cut to fight Spence because PBC is not going to pay both guys.
I wouldn't call it a cut. I wouldn't say you have to take a cut. I'd say he's probably just not going to make much money as he wants to.
Yes, but that's the point I'm making. He's going to have
to. He's going to think it's a cut for him.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's still not going to be a cut because it's going to be making more than what he's ever made before. But
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to. How much? Look up if you could look up how much. When I did the math, I forget off the top of my head because I'm just tired of talking about this. Because this fight's just how long has it been going on for? But anyway,
5 years.
Yeah, the amount of money he was making from with Top, he was getting paid good money with Top Rank, man.
I think, like I said, I still think he'll make more than what he made for Porter. I think Porter is probably his highest payday, right?
Well, you talking about for pay-per-view points, yeah.
Yeah, for pay-per-view.
Because Spence Crawford better sell more than 160 pay-per-view, 60,000 pay-per-views.
Yeah. So Crawford made about $6 million. He made $6 million for Porter.
He's not making $6 million base versus Spence. It's not going to happen.
That's what they're working on now. Is just guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
he's not getting $6 million because that would be Spence would get $7 million. That's $14 million right there. There's that fight's not going to garnish.
We know that. Spence is definitely the A side.
He's going to have to get paid more. Mm-hmm. Why would he take a haircut? He just fought. He fought a guy that everyone said would beat him. So
he just beat. Well, I didn't believe that, but he just. Beat
I know, but people did.
A lot of people try to say Ugas would. I said it would make it tough, but I didn't.
I didn't think Ugas would beat him.
Definitely.
Yeah, but there's a few guys on that a few admins on that whatever bullshit boxing page. Those motherfuckers left the group chat because they literally left the group chat the day after Spence beat the shit out of Ugas.
Yeah, I never thought that Spence would lose that fight.
Yeah, same. They tried to clown me on lives. You can Google it. Go to Southpaw, pull up the lives. They were like, no, he's gonna outbox him. Spence isn't the same guy. Yada yada yada. Wow. And then the next day, they literally left the group chat and they told Johnny like, oh, you guys are racist or some shit.
We see that time and time again on these boxing groups where people who are very what we call delusions of grandeur. That's what they are. Delusion.
All we do is
just. Then when their so-called plan doesn't work as it's supposed to, they get upset and start taking personal shots at you. So
all we do is continue stacking stone for stone our validity. Like I'm just gonna keep proving. Our validity and keep proving that we know boxing and keep proving it by every single time because these guys, man. They're going to say some stupid stuff, but like I said, there's a lot of casual fans out there now post this Jake Paul and, KSI era.
I just seen somebody say
they don't really know boxing. They don't really know boxing, but they start talking a whole lot of stuff.
I've seen somebody say Jake Paul was the best boxer of all time. All time, bro?
Well,
not shocking.
He's probably the best 2-0 fighter of all time, or whatever fight. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, apparently he's got a fight signed, and like the internet's buzzing. So listen, I said this.
By KSI, right?
No, KSI's fighting tonight. He's actually fighting right now. Actually, I'm surprised Danny didn't cancel the stream.
Oh, Dan, you gotta go make sure you get your $10. $10, man. You should stream the fight, bro.
I pay my monthly subscription to the Zone, man.
No, but it's $10.
Additional $10 for the pay.
Yeah, it's $10 on top. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm good on that.
Oh, you didn't pay for that?
No, I didn't.
I was trolling, bro.
It was a joke. We were joking the whole time.
Oh, I thought you were serious. I was about to say, man.
Nah, bro. Nah, of course not.
If he did, I mean, it's man, do you, Danny? I'm gonna love you regardless, bro.
Definitely not, bro.
Danny's hurting money wise, so he can't afford it. So.
Why Adrien in everybody's pockets, bro?
Yeah, listen.
Pocket watching out here, man.
Adrien out here pocket hustling, yo.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do for Coach Rob? I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
We could pay for the money that because you said it's not a cut. We're gonna pay the difference in the last fight that he got.
I honestly don't think it would be that much of a cut. If it's
it shouldn't have to be if it's promoted right.
Yeah, I don't think it would be.
Yeah,
as a free agent, because as a free agent, what you gotta put into perspective is you don't have to pay promoters, managers, anybody else. So the majority of that money then can just literally go to the fighter because he's not being promoted by anybody.
Yeah, but the only thing is unless PBC is dead confident, and you're talking about one of the most corrupt promotions in the history of boxing, why would they risk losing? How many belts does Spence have? 2 or 3? I forget.
3.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Why would you risk your second best guy? No, actually, we did this ranking. I forget where we had. I think
Spence is up there as far as he's up there.
I mean, outside of Jamel Charlo.
Arguably, Jamel and Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would PBC risk their first or second best fighter against the guy that has no?
But
he's gonna have to sign a 2-3 fight deal.
You got to think about it this way too, though. They also have Boots on the back burner.
Yeah, neither of those guys can fight Boots. They're not going to fight Boots.
But that's my point. Listen to what I'm saying. That might be what they're trying to do. So it might be the other way around, where they're trying to get Spence out of there because they want Boots to be able to elevate. So you never know. You never know what they're really thinking.
If I'm PBC, if I have to fight one of these guys, I fight Spence all day. He's old as shit.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's what
I'm saying.
I ain't fighting Boots. Shit.
Yeah, definitely not
Spence won't.
Boots.
Bud won't fight Boots. I guarantee you, Bud vacates before he even thinks about fighting Boots. I'll put anything on it.
I'm not against that, but I wouldn't say he vacates because he's scared. I would say he vacates because he wants to move to 154 to fight Jamel after this. He already said it.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to do something at 154. I don't like when guys if you're an active guy, I'll give you the pass. Like if you deserve it. Spence doesn't deserve a title shot at 154.
You mean Crawford doesn't deserve it?
Neither of them. Crawford, not Spence won't because that's his boy, whatever.
No, he won't do it. He won't do it.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's no point.
Why would Bud fighting each other, man? We fighting each other, bro.
Why would you give Bud? Well, they did say they would fight each other if the money was right.
Shoot, man.
So
put me in there.
Yeah.
And then I know the Spence fans are, we want Canelo. I'm like, what? Huh?
Why?
Am I crazy?
Why?
Should I slow down or no?
Hey, bro. No, honestly, I don't think that's a good fight, but I think did Canelo call out Spence or Spence call out Canelo? How'd that go? I forget.
Spence called out Canelo. So.
Yeah, but I'm talking realistic now, though.
Really worried about him.
Should I slow down about that, or should I just the Spence fans we want Canelo next, and I'm like, what do you mean? Off of beating Spence? I mean Crawford? You want Canelo at 168? Should I slow down?
He's bugging.
Am I tweaking? I don't know.
Bro, speaking of somebody who's tweaking, Keith Thurman says these young guns need to know I'm not a gatekeeper. What you think about Keith Thurman?
I mean, he's not. If he fights somebody,
if he fights somebody, that's the thing.
Not. I mean, bro, honestly,
he has a one fight. And you talk about Crawford, Adrien. This dude, I mean, I know he's been injured. This dude has like a 1 fight per 2 year average right now.
No,
but he's not. He doesn't have a belt.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck? You're going to compare someone with a belt and someone who yet again, I don't know how many times I keep saying it, doesn't have a promoter, openly has lost millions to his last promoter.
Bro,
I just don't understand.
His last layoff was 31 months.
Yeah.
31 months layoff.
But have you ever seen, I've never in my life, amateur pro, I've never seen Crawford, I've never seen Thurman in a boring fight. Never.
No. Oh, I definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. And he's shown Thurman's shown he's shown that he's a dog. 1, number 2, he's shown that he'll fight anyone, anytime. And number 3, yes, he was injured and he did look good in his last fight. And even the PBC guys, for whatever reason, hate him. I think, Danny, you explained it to me.
Yeah.
So he's got a promoter that doesn't really back him. So it may not be his fault. You know what I mean? But he's not holding up a division like Spence and Crawford. Definitely you know what I mean? So he's not like these guys at 168 that won't fight each other, or 135. You know what I mean? So
I wouldn't classify him as a gatekeeper by any stretch of the imagination. I do think that he needs to get another fight in though, like ASAP. Like he can't wait much longer than he needs to fight before December.
Absolutely, he has no fight sign, and he's been doing a lot of talking on Showtime.
If he doesn't fight anybody, I think he was trying.
Who could he fight though at 147?
He's talking about he wants Boots. He's talking about he wants.
Oh yeah, he did call out Boots.
Okay,
he called out Boots.
Okay.
So
okay.
I mean,
well, he's got a fight lined up, but I don't like calling out a guy that's got a fight lined up. So
that remains to be seen. He doesn't have it lined up till this.
Virgil Ortiz is free, isn't he?
I thought Virgil was fighting somebody.
I think Virgil might be fighting somebody.
Hold on. I thought he was fighting somebody.
Okay. He just fought.
Well, no. He did just fight, so he is free.
Yeah, he just fought. He just fought.
Right. He just right. That's right. That's what I was thinking about.
He just
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Guys, you want to just not? I want to just change the topics real quick.
But he's not going to fight that
at 147. Everyone's tied up except for Virgil Ortiz, I think.
And the Polish dude that we talked about last time. Nobody's fighting him.
He's got a fight. He's got a fight coming up. No,
he's on. I thought he was on somebody's undercard.
Yeah, he's fighting. I think, and he's got a fight coming up.
I can't remember who it was though. Who's he fighting?
I don't know. I think he's fighting a ranked guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Sergey Lipinets. He just beat Omar Figueroa.
Yeah.
Well, was he at 140 or 147? Where'd they fight at?
I thought it was 147, but
I think it was 47.
Yeah. So I mean, you got him. But
does he want to wait for an actual real competitor at one? Like Virgil Ortiz is. It's either Virgil
that's the
or
only
Boots.
One that makes sense
because they're 1 and 2. If you look at the rankings, Virgil and Boots are 1 and 2 for every all these alphabets.
But if Virgil just fought, he's not gonna fight again anytime soon. And then if Boots already has a fight, those two are
that
out.
fight was easy. He didn't take any damage.
They're not gonna. But they just don't do it like that in boxing anymore. Unfortunately,
I know. But I just why not? But listen, the end of the year is still 4 months away, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying, a fight like Keith Thurman though for Virgil Ortiz after
4 months.
Yeah, they just don't do it like that anymore, man. I wish.
Well, I could tell you one thing. The reason why I have zero confidence in Bud Spence, there's only a few dates left in the end of the year. That November 14th date, I think I told Danny this, Coach Rob. There's no fucking way they're gonna go up against one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year that the UFC. UFC has Adesanya versus Pereira, the guy that knocked him out dead.
Yep,
there's no fucking way they're gonna go on that date.
Not happening.
So they had that
football,
all your sources.
You know what I'm saying?
Your December, first off, December on Saturday, there's football. People forget that because college is over. Okay. I book events now for community center and then my football league, whatever. So I know dates. I'm telling you right now, that one date in November that they projected, it's not happening. Because if whoever does that, bro, there's no way you're going to be able to compete with the UFC card. That UFC card's insane. So then I forget.
But the UFC cards usually do come on after boxing cards anyway, or they're going simultaneously.
Yeah, but the whole card is deep.
Yeah,
the whole card is deep, bro. The whole card is deep.
It's
crazy, bro. I don't have it up in front of me right now, but it's I just when I looked at it, I was like, and obviously I'm a hardcore MMA fan, but I'm like, I could tell you right now, they're gonna shut shit down. Like
that's 281,
that card
right?
is. I don't.
Then you have to have a substantial undercard. I mean, not to say Crawford Spence isn't a great fight.
Boxing doesn't do undercards.
You have to have a substantial undercard to back that fight, and we haven't seen a whole. When have you seen a fight like a boxing event that the main event and there was some great other undercards? There's not a lot of fights like that anymore. Like back in the days of Don King, where you have 3 title fights in one night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that type of caliber anymore.
It's going to happen by the end of the year. It's going to be Fury versus Usyk, and then the undercard's going to be Wilder versus AJ. Let's go.
Bro, that would be crazy. That would be nice.
So I'm just looking at the schedule. November 12th. Who the hell? Love versus Spark. Oh, who posted that in the chat? No one's going to watch that shit.
Ruiz versus Ortiz.
That's in October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the late. Fury versus Hunter got the end of October.
Oh, Hunter, yes.
Yeah.
Michael Hunter is back.
JoJo.
He's fighting Daniel Dubois versus Dillian White. We might. That's not.
No, but I mean big fights, guys. I mean big fights. So
Canelo Triple G in November, right?
Well, Canelo Triple G is a big fight.
Yeah. When are they fighting?
No, but I'm just saying at this point for a big fight like for Thurman and yeah, it's going to be tough, man. Like I said, for Thurman could get a fight at the end of the year because he's not going to be on pay-per-view. What would be great
is Crawford Spence with Thurman versus Boots as an undercard. How about that?
That's too many promoters, though, man.
See, that's the problem, man.
Yeah,
that is the problem with boxing.
It's the same two promoters. What do you mean?
Is it?
The PBC promotes Thurman.
No, Virgil Ortiz is on Golden Boy.
No, but he said
no. I said Thurman versus Boots.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said. Yeah. I apologize.
That's all PBC. That's easily be done, except for Crawford.
Except for Crawford.
No.
Well, Crawford
so just so you know, real quick, let me just go over the dates real fast. So in November, so November 5th, November 12th, the Zone has cards back to back.
Blake said Ben.
So then for UFC. So there's a fight night November 5th, and November 12th is UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira. And then
who else on that card, though?
I can tell you right now. You know, I'm using MMA Junkie, so I was on there. The Esparza versus the female champ, Esparza versus Wei Li. Mm-hmm. Dominic Reyes. I forget what. There's some fights. I forget. There's some fights that aren't confirmed yet, but there's just
Dominic
rumors.
Didn't Dominic Reyes just get knocked out by some dude?
Yeah.
That was a while ago. Yeah. And it's an MSG. So it's going to be in the Garden. So you already know you may see some. They're going to put on if it's UFC in the Garden. There's going to be some fights. It's just a matter of time before they confirm it.
Somebody said Benn
versus Thurman. Rodney Blake.
October 8th. Conor Benn. If he wins October 8th, and then the only thing is October. That's not enough time before the end of the year.
Not enough time for Thurman, but it's enough time for Thurman. It's not enough time for Conor.
It's not enough time for Conor. It's October 8th is.
He can do it though. It's doable. It depends on how gruesome
these guys don't fight that often.
Eubank is though.
Yeah, they don't fight that often, and he would have to.
They're gonna fight crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
December is one of the toughest months to throw an event because every weekend it's either people are traveling or they're watching football, and good luck competing against the greatest thing on live TV in the history of humankind. So
I beg to differ.
I'm just saying numbers wise. I feel you. I'm not a. I coach I run a football league for my kids, but I'm a Jets fan, so I really don't care. Like,
you won't have to worry about watching football, right?
Yeah, my season ends before Halloween every year, so it is what it is.
Straight up. Yeah.
I don't even know what it's like to be a competitive team. So,
but at least you can accept it, right? Not like Cowboys fans.
Oh,
hey, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
You can accept it.
Don't do that, man.
We got an NFL chat, and it's just
Shots fired, Danny.
Don't do that, man.
Yeah.
Shots fired like that, man. Shots fired at your boy. Hey,
my son he's a Chiefs. We are on the Chiefs this year for our league. So,
man.
Nice to be on a winning team.
Hey, so get this right. Just in, I was reading this article right here that's up on the screen. Devin Haney is vacating the Ring magazine belt after being excluded from the pound for pound list. He says it was a disgrace for him not to be on the pound for pound list.
Why is he not on it? I mean,
exactly. So I'm like, bro.
The ring.
Then they still have Lomachenko in there, and he doesn't even have a belt.
Right.
But that whole list is Devin Haney in there, who's the undisputed champion.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Why do they have Crawford on the list? It doesn't even make sense.
He's on the list. He's number one. But I'm just saying, why do they have?
He's number 3.
He's number 1 on ESPN's.
No, he's talking about the ring. The ring.
He's number 3 on Ring magazines.
Yeah. So it's
they have Usyk number 1.
Now Crawford, Spence, Canelo. Lomachenko, Bivol, Josh Taylor. I want to throw up
Lomachenko over Bivol, bro.
Jamar Charlo, and then believe it or not, Better Beav is number 10. So right off the bat, you could get rid of. First off, there's no Fury. There's no Fury, which makes no sense because he's not retired. So you got to get right off the bat. Crawford shouldn't be on the list. Spence, that's debatable. I mean, we're talking. If you can't put Spence, I mean, you could put the Spence. He has 3 belts, but like Crawford, get him out of there. Lomachenko, get the fuck out of there. Josh Taylor, he's out by default. I mean, based on his last fight. Yeah, I don't even know.
Hold on, wait, go down the list. Go down the list again.
Jamar Charlo should be way higher than number 9.
Start from number 1. Go down again.
Yeah, let's start
Uzyk's number 1.
Okay, let's look at it.
In a way,
sorry. And then Crawford's number 3.
Who's number 4?
Spence, which is confusing. And then Canelo's number 5.
Okay.
And then it's
he only
Loma.
moved down because he lost.
Yeah, Loma. And then Bivol all of a sudden 16. The second he won, they threw him on the list. He's number 7.
Right.
Josh Taylor.
Right.
And then Jamar Charlo, who should be, in my opinion, top 5 or 3 at least. And then Better Beef.
Okay. So here's what needs to happen. Taylor needs to go. Actually, you know what? Taylor can stay because he is undisputed still. But he's
on paper,
On paper, right.
On paper.
Taylor, Lomachenko, yeah, I don't know why he's even on there.
He should.
Bivol shouldn't be on there yet. He holds 1 belt. Why are you here?
But him and Better Beef are both on there.
Right, but Better Beef has 2 belts right now, right?
Yeah.
So are you ranking belts?
So
like
well,
that,
I mean, that's what these lists.
list?
But that's what these lists are made off of. And that's why some people are on there.
Crawford has 1 belt.
But he also won
undisputed 30 and 35.
Yeah, but they're talking about old shit. Like,
I mean,
30, but they're still going to keep it there because it's not like
currently. The reason why they keep it there is because he currently has a belt.
Yeah.
If he'd have dropped his title, it would mean nothing.
So he'll just stay on the list fighting Amir Khan and Kell Brooks for.
I mean, that's who he fought at this point. That's why.
Yeah,
only reason he's there is because he's
that's what they got it, man.
Yeah, I agree to disagree, but I'm just saying it's to me. If I'm Jamel Charlo, and I see Loma and Crawford ahead of me, I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Go down again.
And
look at this list, man. So we got Usyk here. We got Anui
what if you're
here,
Haney though?
Crawford, Spence, Canelo.
No, I'm saying Haney should be pissed.
Vasyl Lomachenko. Come on.
How do you not have Haney on, bro? It should be.
How do you not have Devin Haney on that list?
So there's no Fury. Fury should be on the list. Number 1. Fury should be ahead of Usyk. That's number 1. But it should be all unified people first. So it's got to be small.
Rob, if you're counting the belts,
you got to be fair.
Based on what you're saying,
this list
Devin Haney should definitely be on this list because
it's not even a question.
It's not a question.
Yeah, this list is a joke.
And he was the Ring Magazine champion, so now he's like, nah, I'm getting
on heavyweight
Ring Magazine belt because
this list is a joke.
Y'all not respecting
the heavyweight's even more of a joke. Fury's not on the list. They got Joshua as number 2, and then Wilder. I'm sorry, Joshua's number 1 and Wilder number 2.
Wait, Joshua's not even on this list, or he probably never was.
Why would he?
Go to heavyweight.
Yeah, click on heavyweight
rankings.
Yeah, it's a joke.
They have Joshua
rankings,
first.
Number 1.
Joshua's number 1. Okay, that makes sense.
Does it?
Okay.
No, Usyk should be the champ. Joshua should be moved to 2. Joshua should be moved to 2. Fury number 1. Because
now
Usyk
he
has
should.
the Ring Magazine belt now.
Now he should.
Technicalities, they're trying to say
I'm done with all the
this
heavyweight
list is
division.
bogusness.
This Ring Magazine, it's Ring Magazine.
Go to ESPN's because this one is bogus.
But the whole
makes no sense.
They only care. They don't care about ESPN because ESPN's kind of biased because they're with
ESPN is super biased.
Well, of course, but their list makes more sense than this list does.
I don't. If you don't have the unified guys, just delete your list. I don't really care.
The list is stupid.
Yeah,
how do you
why
not have Devin Haney on your list?
Yeah, if you don't, unified is the hardest thing to do ever. So I'm pulling up the ESPN list right now. Oh my God, Tank Davis. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna hang up. This is
Tank Davis? Nah.
I just pulled it up. Let me just make sure.
Serious right now?
Boxing's pound for pound list. I'm pulling it up right now. Terrence Crawford's number 1. Inoue, however you pronounce it. Spence is number 3. Canelo's number 4. Number 5 is Tyson Fury. 6 is Usyk. Better Beef is number 7. Bivol number 8. Lomachenko, and then Stevenson. Bro, I'm done. I'm done with this list.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Still no Devin Haney.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah,
Still no Devin Haney.
Yeah, and
Coach Rob,
no Jamel Charlo on that list.
I'm done.
No Charlo either.
Yeah,
I'm not even
can't
pull
make
that
stuff
up. I'm not wasting time pulling that up.
This is why I don't take them seriously, man. The boxing conference panelists,
the so-called experts, man. It's now a
trash.
joke.
Everyone's an expert until it's time to go on a live cast and have someone like me question them. And
bro, it's basically a pick'em list on who you like, your favorite fighters. That's what that looks like. It doesn't.
But you know what though? I've always had an issue though, Coach Rob and Danny. I still think it's what have you done lately? Bro, no, and I said I'm not a Bud hater. I think I gave Bud a really high praise a while ago.
No, you said he was elite. He's one of the most elite fighters in boxing.
But I remember I said that thing with Floyd Mayweather. So Coach Rob, I don't know. You could agree, disagree. Give me your opinion. I have Crawford higher rated than Mayweather before and or after fighting Oscar De La Hoya. I think he's a better fighter. Same time, time period. That's what I think. And the main reason what I thought was, I said people, when they fight Crawford, not now because he hasn't fought often, but before, when people fought Crawford, motherfuckers were scared of Crawford. He would fight you your own style and beat your face in. Mayweather has never been like that. Like, he's only beat up a few guys. Like, whereas Crawford, when he fights you, he fucks you up. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna regret it, and it's gonna be painful. That's the only reason why I had him higher rated. And then skill wise, I'm like, you know what? I've never really seen Mayweather tested because he's always been cherry picking. But like, I thought about everything for a while. I spent a few hours, and I'm like,
I wouldn't
you know
say
what?
Mayweather cherry picked. I wouldn't say Mayweather cherry picked all the way through his career. But I would say
not all the way, but at that time frame.
I mean, after Oscar, I still wouldn't say cherry pick because he was calling out people. He was calling out the Casamayors. He was calling out Paul Williams. He was calling these people out, but nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah, he didn't fight Costa though. So
he didn't, but he called him out. He actually called Casamayor out. Like,
I know, but calling someone out is different than when you get a I don't want to get into the debate, but I'm just saying, like, as a fighter wise, I have to put Crawford higher. I'm sorry, like, you don't have to agree with me, but that's the kind of respect I have for Crawford. I think he's that great of a fighter.
No, I get it. I mean, right now he's obviously my favorite active fighter. But to say he's better than Mayweather at a particular moment, the only thing, like I said, is Mayweather made the sport look. I mean, he made it look pretty. You know what I mean? Like, the defense. Like, I still go back and watch some of his fights, and I'm just still like amazed at some of the stuff he does in the ring that people don't actually like respect. And the only reason why I can say it that way is because I box, right? I've boxed for my whole life, and some of the stuff he does, I'm like, dog, like, this is an elite level fighter he's fighting. He still has beat the most champions ever. He still, holds the 50-0 record. That's cool, but the record that matters the most to me is that he still has beaten the most world champions in the least amount of time ever.
What's your record in title fights? That's what it's all about.
So to say that Crawford is better than him at the Oscar
and
point,
not better as far as a boxer. Like, if I rank beating the fuck out of somebody way higher than outboxing them, because there's only a few guys that's done what Crawford's done. As I said,
I agree.
He will brawl with you and he'll outbox you.
I agree.
Any way you look at it, he's already Hall of Fame worthy. You could compete. You could compete with Mayweather. Like, a couple guys made him look kind of bad. I haven't seen that shit versus Crawford, bro. Crawford will fuck you up.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's painful. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think people forget because he's not active and no one gives a fuck.
And here's the thing, man. Another thing,
he'll fuck you up.
That's a great point, Adrien. Because here's the thing with Crawford, right? He like studies you. He's like a computer. He studies you, and once he figures you out, he starts getting into this mode, the savage mode, where he wants to take you out, and there's nothing you can do about it. He can switch southpaw. He can go orthodox. Yeah, see, that's one thing that
he's definitely more.
Mayweather has not versatile. He's got more dog in him.
I just wish he fought. I wish both guys were more active. You know what I mean?
Like I said, when we talk about Mayweather and we talk about Crawford, we should really only compare and contrast Pretty Boy and Crawford. I wouldn't really compare and contrast money and Crawford.
Once the money got in it, it's I get it, it's a business, bro. Like,
you can't really compare.
So if we compare and contrast those two, if we compare and contrast those two, we have a thinner line because people weren't trying to. Mayweather was stopping people. People forget that Mayweather.
When he was at 30 and 35.
He was stopping. So I mean, let's not forget that. But I mean, I don't think we should. I mean, when it comes to money in Crawford, I mean, Crawford will hurt you. Mayweather will outbox you.
But Crawford could outbox you too, though. That's what's crazy. That's why I have.
He can do both.
This motherfucker, bro. He could beat you. He could beat you in your own style. And just take his tongue out and be like, "Fuck you." What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Nothing. Can't do anything about it.
Right. You're fucked.
I'm beating you. And see, that's what Spence tried to replicate,
bro.
Spence tried to replicate that with Sean Porter. Like, I'm gonna fight him in his style, and almost lost.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That was a dumb fight by Errol Spence.
Crawford fought however he wanted to fight and did whatever he wanted to do and stopped Sean easily. So I mean,
it wasn't easy. He lost a lot of those first rounds.
Bro, he was playing with Porter, man. He was
that fight was weird.
100%.
That fight was weird, man. That fight seemed weird. The fact that his dad stopped it and I don't know, whatever. It is what it is.
What happened?
I thought Crawford was controlling the fight.
Crawford was that easy.
Everyone I know had Porter up. So before the knockdown, he was up a few rounds.
But if I walk out there in the 9th round and you tell me I'm down and I stop you in the 10th round that easy, that means I could have done that the whole fight. I just didn't do it.
I agree. Listen, I'm not gonna
done, bro. I'm telling you, I have no boxing, bro. If you come and tell me, hey man, I'm down, really? Okay, bet.
The only thing is, Coach Rob, the only thing you have to just please make sure you mention that. I just want to make sure everyone is aware that this has to be acknowledged when you bring up the Porter versus the Porter Spence fight. Not Porter Spence, Porter Crawford.
Crawford.
Porter was retired going into that fight. He knew that was his last fight.
Come on, Adrien.
So
come on, Adrien.
He retired right after.
Don't subscribe.
No, you don't have to. But there's a difference,
bro. He retired before he fought Spence. Really, he was like,
okay,
he was out.
That's fine.
He was out. He was if he was going to be out, he was going to be out. So many people try to bring that into like, oh, well, that wasn't the same Sean. No, Sean got up for the fight.
He was building the fight, and Crawford didn't. So, like, I don't know. He
got up for the fight. I mean, he was in shape.
Yeah.
I think that I just think that Crawford's he beat him better at his own game. That's really what I say. That's really what I believe. I
rate him so high, Adrian.
I mean,
I said I don't want to come off as a Crawford hater. I'm not. I think he's an elite boxer.
Definitely not.
It's just I don't understand how you got to be fair, guy. Like you can't be biased when it comes to ranking guys.
He does not.
No, the rankings.
He's done nothing lately.
We need to put together. We need to put together a pound for pound list and put it out because both of those are trash.
Yo, those are the
trashiest pound for pound
lists I've ever seen in my life, bro. In my life,
Crawford. We can't have Crawford ahead of
Haney on that list. No Devin
So
Haney.
real quick, you can't have Crawford ahead of. I'm gonna go over. Let's just say agree or disagree. Could you have Crawford ahead of Jermell Charlo?
Yeah.
Because he already.
I don't.
Overall accomplishment.
Okay, so are we talking like all time? Or are we talking?
No. We're just talking about.
Help me out here.
You have to be number one. You have to be an active fighter. Number one, it's your overall comparison. Your overall what you've
accomplished. But how long of active
and what you've accomplished. You have to be an active champion right now. An active champion.
He's not active though.
He's a 3-division champion, though.
I know. I'm not taking that away from him, but can you give me the basis?
That's what pushes.
Give me the basis.
That's the only thing that pushes him.
Because you're talking about shit that happened 5 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
6 years ago. No, that's what I say.
Nobody beat
is
him.
Your list whatever you did 6-7 years ago?
So,
or are we just
like
going
I said,
recently?
pound for pound is based off of what a fighter has accomplished. Period. That's what.
So Mayweather's still active.
And he has to be active. And
he's not active. And you have to be a champion, right? So if it's based
off
of
he
that,
fought like 3 months ago.
So once you lose your belt, you're off my list.
Mayweather fought 3 months ago.
Canelo's not on my list.
He's not active.
Well, Canelo actually is on my list.
Canelo should still be on the list because he's still undisputed at 168.
Yeah, he's still a champion.
We agree on number
one. All his belts, he wouldn't be on my list.
Who do we have at number one?
I still have Crawford. I still have Crawford
number one.
Crawford number one. Usyk number two. Then we start to get murky because I don't know.
I think we got Fury at one.
Crawford number 3.
I think I'm putting Fury
Usyk
at
number
1.
1. I have Inoue number 2.
I would put
Devin Haney on my list.
I put Crawford.
I have Jermell Charlo on my list.
I still have Crawford number 1. Crawford, because Crawford was
That's fine. I disagree.
When Mayweather was heading out, Crawford, they were still at that point saying Crawford was number one. When Mayweather was retiring, like officially retiring, he was number one then. So nothing's changed since then. He hasn't lost.
After Ward was
Coach Rob, let me respond to this
I'm
comment.
talking about after Andre.
After Ward retired?
After Ward retired, Crawford was listed as number one. And he's been that way, and nothing's changed. So why should it stop?
But that's what I'm saying. He's been on the list for 381 weeks, which is fine.
Yeah. Has anybody beaten him? Has anything changed as to why he was there? It doesn't matter. Has anything changed as to why you put him? No, he isn't active. He's still listed as active.
Let me respond because I have this guy now. Just real quick. Definitely not putting Charlo ahead of Crawford. How's Charlo? Yeah. It's really simple. When you're undisputed and unified, go fuck yourself. You have all the belts. Who? Not at his current weight class.
But he will be
definitely
again.
Not putting Charlo
okay, you can't. You're not doing projections.
He already did it.
This isn't projections. We're not doing projections.
He already did it though.
Yeah, 5 years ago. So he was on the list. Real quick, Coach Rob, let me respond. Before you hear me out. Yes, I'm not saying go back and take Charlo off your list. I mean Crawford off your list. No, I'm not saying take him off last year or 6 months ago.
You don't take him off at any point.
Okay, that's fine.
Real quick, Adrien. Who's on your powerful list?
I have to reshuffle it because obviously we had Usyk. I have to factor in the Usyk versus AJ second dominant win. I was hoping Joshua would win, honestly, because I really don't give a fuck about Usyk.
I respect Usyk there, though. I mean, like number 1A, 1-2. 1A, 1B. I do respect Usyk there, right?
So for me, the number one most important thing on the list is you have to be a guy. Your opponents matter, and you have to be active. So like Jermell Charlo, and Haney, they have to be high on the list. They're undisputed.
Need to be on the list. They need to be on the list. They gotta be.
I'm talking. Like I said, if for me it would be easy. Like let's say at the end of the year, Fury Usyk fights. The winner's undisputed number one. Okay, that's number one because they own the best weight class in the history of every sport. Everyone knows since Ali was a champ. The heavyweight championship of the world in boxing is just that. You were the world's biggest champion. So you have to, I always put the heavyweight, but if they're unified, that's why I put them on there. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, I don't understand. I get what Crawford's did, and that's why I said I could argue for Crawford being number one, number two for the last few years. But what have you done lately? He hasn't done shit. He hasn't fought ever since he moved to 147.
Yeah, he just beat Sean Porter. That's the last thing he did.
In last November? November's 2 months away.
How often do they fight, bro? How often do any of these guys fight?
Do you want to go over? I mean, Usyk fought twice this year.
Yeah, Usyk. That's what I'm saying. You can put him at number one.
And then before that, he fought twice.
Number one to me.
I respect Usyk being there. I respect Usyk being there.
Definitely
That's the only person.
The only thing where my list is flawed is for like Josh Taylor because we all know he's unified, but then like based on his last fight, like I have to have an asterisk next to his name. You know?
The Cattle, I think you're talking about the Calero fight, right?
Yeah. So my list is not foolproof. I'm telling you, I'm being objective on my own list. It's kind of fucked because I want to put the unified guys way before a guy with one belt who fights once a year for the last 4 years. Respectfully.
But he already did what they did.
I know, but that was that year's. Is your list every
year?
Your list should be moved.
So here's how I operate the list.
Yeah.
And there's multiple ways I do this. Like I told you guys last time, the actual definition of pound for pound is not how many belts you have. The actual definition of pound for pound is if I take this style and I go and I fight in any other weight class, can I still win and be a champion?
Who's the best fighter?
Yeah.
So the best fighter, point blank, period, in my opinion, is still Crawford. Best fighter, period.
Okay. I see that list. I see that list.
So that's still the best fighter, right? Now we put decoration to it, right? Now
real quick. Him and Bivol are pretty close though.
and fighting styles.
Yeah, he's like the Rubik's Cube, man. That guy's.
I feel like you just be saying stuff.
No, I'm being serious.
Son, I'm trying to tell you, like,
he outboxed
Julian Jackson Jr., bro.
No, I'm being serious. I think B-Ball, if you're talking just fight style, bro, B-Ball beat the shit out of Canelo.
No, he did. But I'm just saying that's not just because.
Who was the last guy that beat up Canelo like that?
Nobody. But the reason.
Whoa.
Mayweather. But I'm saying.
Okay, so
but even
let's just be clear.
But Mayweather didn't. I mean, Mayweather beat him, but B-Ball, like, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why though, and I'm gonna tell you why that happened.
Okay.
Multiple reasons why that happened. Canelo got lazy. Canelo didn't adapt to anything. B-Ball did the same thing that entire fight. Like, he didn't change up anything. He didn't change his style up. He didn't change anything. He didn't even change up his approach. He came out through a 1-1-3, through a 1-1-2, and had Canelo on his heels. And Canelo kept coming in, throwing a 1-1-6, thinking he was going to land it, and never did. And so what I'm saying is Canelo didn't adapt, but that's because Eddie Reynoso doesn't teach his fighters to adapt, which is why Ryan Garcia looked 10,000 times better when he fought Fortuna than when he fought the other guy. He just fought Togbay, whatever his name is. So, but that's why he left
that fight. Yeah,
right. That's why he left.
But the point
Oscar
I'm making
Valdez,
is I respect Crawford high, but I mean, if you're going by the best, I just seen B-Fall beat the fuck out of someone who's never been beat that way, who was also the face of boxing, and the biggest cow in
the biggest cash cow is
since
legit.
Mayweather. He's been
the biggest cash cow is legit. But the only thing I have to say is he strategically was put into fights to where he knew he would win, bro. Okay. Canelo has been doing that for years, and I've done this, and I've said this for I don't know how many times I've said this. I've gone down this list. Canelo was moved around and strategically placed in the fights where he was a weight bully. At 168, the weakest division in boxing right now. I'll say it proud and loud. The weakest division in boxing is 168.
We said it before you joined.
I know. I'm just saying. 168, the weakest
154
division.
is pretty weak too.
No, bro, no, it's not. They've got some killers at 154. 168, the weakest division in boxing. Well,
they won't fight each other. That's why.
160 is definitely a close second to me.
160 is a close second. Yeah. But he took that division, unified it. But who did he fight to beat those? I mean, to get those belts? I mean, Billy Joe Saunders is the best person on that list. Caleb Plant, pretty good on that list.
Danny Jacobs.
Who else? Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs at 160. But who else did he?
Billy Joe was a high. I'm saying
other than Billy Joe.
Let's not talk names. Let's talk skill, though.
Right. Billy Joe is probably the highest skilled person on that list. Caleb Plant is pretty good. Caleb Plant is pretty good, but here's another thing we got to factor in. Canelo fought guys that have zero power. And what's his name? What's the guy he just fought last week? Knocked out that dude on the Joshua Usyk undercard, the big guy. He's at 175 now.
Callum Smith.
I know what you're talking about.
Callum Smith. Yeah. Now he could. Now that was a good win for him, but Callum just didn't know what the heck he was doing in there.
Yeah, he was undefeated though when he fought. But
yeah, that's a good one for him. But what I'm saying,
Daniel Jacobs has always brought it,
but he's at 160.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
Talking about 168 though.
He always brought 168.
It. So like I said, if you really dissect Canelo's resume, there's only a few fights on there that really validate him at anything. But the smart thing he did is he unified a division. So he unified a division and beat people in lower divisions that he was a weight bully over, right? Like Amir Khan. Come on, bro. You're a 35 pounds
Amir Khan. You're arguing against yourself because
I'm not because what I'm saying is at least Crawford was close in size. Yeah, like I mean Canelo
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, Canelo
was like everybody knew that Khan was going to get destroyed.
Yeah, man, I was just waiting for that one punch.
I mean, what the hell?
That shit was epic, though. I don't.
It really was. Yeah,
160. He came up to 147.
No, 154. Then it comes to 154.
154.
But if you break down his whole list, who did he beat? Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was old when he fought him, and he was out. He was too big for Miguel. You could
take apart everyone's resume, though. The only thing you can't take away is the fact that B-Ball was the only guy I've ever seen.
B-Ball destroyed him. Yeah, no,
beat the fuck out of him. So
B-Ball destroyed him. But like I said, it wasn't because it also was that vegan diet. But it wasn't,
which is horrible for fighters, man.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would do that.
And then another thing is too, like, bro, Bivol's he just signed. I think he's fighting November. He's fighting what's his name, the Mexican dude.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Zurdo.
Zurdo. Not I was about to say
Ramirez.
Zurdo.
Ramirez.
And then what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna tell you right now. You could record this. This is getting recorded, but if Zurdo loses, they're gonna say, "Oh, he never fought anybody."
Of course, they're gonna.
Even though he's like, I think he's like 800-0. I think he has 800 professional fights. I think so. I think he's 800-0.
It feels like it, bro. I think he's like
Zurdo.
No, I'm dead ass, bro. I swear to God, this motherfucker has 800 fights.
Zurdo got a lot of fights, man.
Yeah,
that boy got a lot of fights, man. hey, another thing on the schedule, bro, guys. Caleb Plant. What you guys think about that?
Who? Oh, this guy
Caleb Plant. Anthony Darrell. Anthony says he wants to hurt Caleb. Bad.
Oh, it broke up.
And he probably will.
You think so?
Like I said, I like Caleb, bro. I like Caleb. I think he's a good stylistic fighter, but he needs to work on his power.
A lot of boxers.
Too big.
Yeah, a lot of boxers.
He definitely doesn't have the power. 12 KOs and 21 wins? No.
Yeah.
A lot of boxers and a lot of every boxer I know and trainer I know, and I know a lot, they all respect Caleb Plant a lot. Like, they really like him.
Except for the Benavidez.
Yeah.
Except for Benavidez, they can't stand him.
Yeah.
But like I was telling, I got some inside sources, man, like, and I hear Caleb be getting worked in sparring, like, by people that he shouldn't be getting worked by. And so,
like bigger guys, smaller guys?
No, like guys in the division. Like Boo Boo Andre. Like Boo Boo Andre, like dog walking him.
I don't know about that, but okay.
I've got.
Wasn't he injured? Like, hasn't Boo Boo been hurt for a while?
You can't share the videos though. But
no, I can't share the videos, but I've got him. Who was it? No, he's supposed to fight. Boo Boo. Who's he supposed to fight? Some dude and
I can tell you right now, his last fight, he withdrew.
He's fighting somebody who's 22-0 with 16 knockouts.
Some guy overseas, I thought.
Nah, he's a very good fighter.
Zach Parker.
Zach Parker.
That's Zach
Parker.
Yeah,
bro. Zach Parker is 6 foot tall. He's 22-0, 16 knockouts. I saw one of his fights. I looked at the highlight. If you guys watch his highlight, that dude, man, he's a big dude, and he goes to the body and he puts pressure. And
but how come
Andre? Yeah, the last fight he had a little bit of trouble.
With a dog.
Yeah, he's a guy that he's having a guy that's
whose last fight had a little bit of trouble.
No, the fight before the last one.
Didn't he knocked?
No, I'm not talking about quickly.
The guy before him,
Liam Williams, the same guy that the same guy that got dominated by Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
He had trouble. So
we'll see. I mean, the thing is just to be honest with you, every time I hear Andrade's name, I'm just gonna bring up the dude he ducked, Janibek. So
they say he ducked. Yeah, they try to say that. I don't think it really was a duck though. I think he was chasing Canelo.
Here's the problem with Demetrius Andre, right? He called out Lara, he ducked Lara. I mean, he didn't really fight Lara. He called out Jermell Charlo. He called out all these people. He's saying that, and at one point I thought he was the quote unquote boogeyman, but then it's just like,
That dude from Kazakhstan, if he had trouble with like a low level dog, that Janibek guy is gonna.
Janibek is. I've seen
that motherfucker.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
Rob,
but he's all motor with skill.
You said he didn't do that with the Lara thing.
No, I wouldn't say that he ducked Jamal. I think Jamal ducked him.
No, Jamal ducked him. I'm talking about the Lara.
I mean, I don't really know much about that one. I don't know what really happened there.
Yeah. So, no, definitely Jamal didn't want that fight. They gave him money, and it was like, well, Demetrius Andre, him and Ronnie Shields was like, Demetrius Andre is not the guy.
Janibek is doing what Kamzat is
like,
doing.
You could have unified, bro. You ain't did nothing. The other Charlo.
Yeah.
You ain't did nothing. You could have had WBC and WBO time.
Didn't his fight get canceled or something like that? Or wasn't he supposed to fight?
He got hurt.
That's what it was. Hurt his back or something.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Trash.
So we'll see. I mean, I can tell you one thing. I based on the eye test, listen, I take coaches out, admit I'm wrong. I've seen Boo Boo fight several times. I think you put him in there with the dog, like a high level dog, he's gonna lose. He's gonna get his ass kicked.
That's what they say.
So just
I just want to see it.
And this guy is where he's fighting. I'm telling you.
He doesn't fight. The dude's not active.
Watch some Zach Parker.
I mean, I think that he's been through the ringer enough, bro. Like they need to get. He went to the zone to get him fights. Nobody was signing to fight the dude.
Nobody.
He needs to fight. He needs to get a fight. Like he needs to fight somebody.
Well, he's in the weight class where no one's gonna fight each other.
Well, he's at 160, so you got triple. He's caught up.
He's at 68 now. He's at 68.
Well, because he moved up.
He dropped 60.
Right,
but you don't want that Janabek work.
Janabek. But we'll see what Janabek does when he, if he fights like a Triple G or if he fights.
He called out Charlo. He called out
Jamal Charlo
today.
If he beats him,
he did. You just sent me the.
If he beats Charlo, then we can talk. But until I see it, I don't have.
You think Charlo's gonna fight him?
I don't know.
PBC don't fight nobody.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
They definitely don't.
I don't know. If he beats Charlo, then I mean, like I've seen him fight. I like his style. He's not bad. But now that
I'm gonna let you go.
Go ahead. Now he's at 168 though. He's got people like Caleb Plant. He's got Canelo. He's chasing Canelo. That's his whole career is off of chasing Canelo.
Everybody's chasing Canelo though.
It's never gonna happen, man.
Have fights in between.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's why he vacated. That's the reason why he vacated. He's chasing Canelo.
That fight. It's like me chasing Kim Kardashian. I don't.
I mean, if Ray J got her, bro, you might be all right. you probably can pull it off.
Say you might be the next Ray J, bro.
You probably can pull it off, man. If you just had one wish, Adrien.
Yeah, I think I may need more than one wish.
You might want to get a hit song or something.
Yeah, if you just had one wish, bro.
Just one wish.
Yeah, I don't hold your breath. That's all I can say.
Nell said,
don't hold your
y'all
breath.
think Ryan Garcia's gonna fight Tank? What y'all think about that?
Does either guy fight anybody? I
don't know.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
I don't know. Does anyone?
Think
I don't know.
Get someone legit and Ryan.
If they signed, so I'll put it to you this way: if this fight was signed a few weeks ago when everyone in the world was talking about it,
well, they said that Ryan backed out of the negotiations. That's what they said. I don't know how true.
I'll take your word for. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what they said.
That's what they're saying right now.
I don't know. I don't buy into what they said because I just would rather just show me. You know what I mean? See.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the articles that were coming out. Was that
if Tank comes out and fights another bum, and Ryan Garcia does the same, I'm just gonna blame both guys. I don't know. I'm
not buying it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just like I'm probably not gonna buy this.
Oh shit. Yeah, Danny, can you please tell Coach Rob when this was announced? Did I not say this is gonna be? Yes.
No, I knew this was gonna happen.
Tell me why this is pay-per-view. Can you guys explain
the same reason why Charles Martin and him were pay-per-view, right?
Bro, come on.
What the heck?
So the PBC guy that was in our group chat, he said he has like inside knowledge of PBC. He said the reason why this fight is PBC, and this is his words, not mine. Danny could find them and Google and research whatever, because I won't. He said the reason why PBC puts Tank in these horrible pay-per-views and Wilder and this these two Anthony Ruiz and King Kong is because they want them to bomb so that when it's time to redo their contracts, they could say, look, you only sold 25,000 pay-per-views, so we're only going to give you this much. That's what he said.
Hey,
does it make sense? It doesn't, because a promoter should not be in the business to lose money.
Right.
So if you want it, it does make sense in a way, but until you start thinking about it and you're like, wait, they could make more money putting this on a Fox card.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, why does this be pay-per-view?
Because no one's going to buy the pay-per-view.
Nobody's going to buy it.
They sell 10,000 pay-per-views or 15,000 pay-per-views, you're losing. Like, listen, I know, Coach Rob, you're a boxer, but like, I don't know what you or Danny's knowledge is of contracts and money. If the fight only generates, let's just say $1 million, right? Let's say the fight generates $1 million, and you're paying fighter A 2.1 million, and then fighter B 900,000. You're negative. This is why this is why Bud's last few fights have been bombs. They've lost money on them, and it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with him as a fighter or Tank Davis or what's the PB? Yeah, PBC's lost millions on Tank Davis.
Yeah, definitely.
The one Tank Davis Isaac Cruz fight, they just said sold less than 50,000 because they can't say it sold 15,000. They could only say less. So they can only like every time they do pay-per-view numbers, typically it's less than 150. It's the 50,000 is so if you do less than 50, did you sell 5,000? Did you sell 49,000? Fuck, no one knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that they're
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not paying for this one. I'll wait for those highlights to come out.
No
as
one's
well.
paying.
Yeah. I mean, do we even need to do a breakdown?
And it's a close fight. It's going to be a close fight, I think.
Is it though? Because I think that I don't know. Because the way that Ortiz looked like he aged 16
Ortiz is like
years.
150 years old.
Yeah, he aged 16.
He's been 150 years old.
Nah, I mean, like that man. He fought Jack Johnson. Like I think the
y'all are racist, bro.
Yeah, I'm racist, man. That's what it is.
You guys are racist towards freaking Cubans, man.
Yeah, I'm racist. That man fought Jack Johnson on his debut.
Man fought Sam McVay.
Right. That man fought Harry Armstrong on his debut.
Oh shit.
But no, real rap though, it's like he looked real old when he fought Charles Martin. I mean, he knocked out Charles Martin, but seems like in more recent years, everybody is knocking out Charles Martin. So I don't think that's a big I don't think that's a big accomplishment. But
not at all.
He looked old, man, and Andy actually looks better. So I don't know how
looks a little slimmer. You see the picture right here. He looks a little slimmer for him.
Yeah, that looks modified, but he is slimmer. He photoshopped.
It might be modified.
Yeah, he photoshopped that one, but no, he is slimmer though for sure. And I mean, he's always been fast. He's just always had stamina issues, obviously, because he was carrying around so much weight. So I mean, that kind of speed, that kind of power that Andy brings. Andy's no slouch, man. Andy's no slouch, and Luis isn't a slouch. Luis isn't a slouch either. But it's like just the age is catching up to him, man. So I don't know how competitive this will be. But I mean, like I said, I'm not excited for it. I'm not going to pay for it.
Not really.
But I'll watch highlights and stuff, and I'll
not at all.
And I'll chime in on it if we want to bring it up, bring the topic up on the show. But
I don't know if it's a.
Like I said, I'm actually, like I said, I'm definitely not a hater of either one of those. I think both of these guys are good fighters. I think Luis Ortiz had a very good chance to beat Deontay Wilder if he knew how to sit down on his punches when he hurt him in the 8th round of the first fight. But he wasn't sitting down on anything. And honestly, I attribute that to some of the Cuban style. A lot of those guys don't have like power, but they can move on you. So if he knew how to sit down on his punches, he probably would have knocked out Deontay Wilder in their first fight. But no, I like him. Like I said, I like Andy. I think both of them are good fighters, but I'm not super excited about that fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I predicted that the second this was announced, I went right to the group chat and I said, guys, this is going to be the lowest pay-per-view sold fight
by far
since what was it?
Well, it'll be the lowest sold pay-per-view fight since Luis Ortiz's last.
No, I believe it was Chad Dawson versus Chad. I actually Googled it. I did the research. Chad Dawson versus who was it? Yes, was the lowest paid. The lowest.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Bernard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
But like now the numbers are all capped. So like you really like PBC lies about the numbers all the time.
Yeah.
That's true. So it's hard to like really know. Like I still think that Isaac Cruz Tank fight did really bad because
that was terrible.
Nobody was talking about that fight.
Nobody was talking about that one.
Man, it was such a quick shift too.
So
who's that dropped out of that fight?
Rolly
dropped
over and under 100K.
No. I think it's over. No, 100. It's never not 100K. Are you crazy, bro?
No. I'm talking about like pay-per-view buys, bro.
No, maybe over. You should do an over under like 50K. I think.
I try to be generous.
No, I'm serious. I'm being dead serious.
But you got to go. But look though, you got to still factor in the Mexican fan base, bro.
Okay.
And the Cuban fan base. These are both still big.
Bro, times are bad, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be huge.
Ruiz fan base though.
Well, Tank Davis. I mean, no, Ruiz is
Ruiz
is popular because
that's true.
Yeah. And he still trains. Then he still trains with Eddie, right? So
yeah, he's trains with Adrien, who's Canelo's trainer.
So it's Canelo. You still got to think about all that. So it might do okay.
That's why I said
over.
That's why I said 100K over or under.
I'm gonna just go under. I'll even bet money on it. It's gonna go under, but I don't know. I just think inflation and the gas. I just think that the casual guy is just like they're just thinking what we're all thinking. How old is fucking King Kong, man?
Yeah, 43 according to this, but I don't know if that's true.
That's 100%. He was 43 a decade ago.
3 decades ago.
He was 43 when he fought Wilder.
He was 43 when he had his pro debut.
Right, he fought Jack Johnson.
Fought Jack Johnson.
I got the picture to prove it, bro.
I don't know. That shit's in black and white. That ain't color.
Man,
it is. Have you seen it?
Somebody tried to get that high top fade in the press conference to try to look different.
Somebody photoshopped that.
You still look the same, bro.
Hold on, let me see if I
like about 45. 50.
Somebody photoshopped. I'm gonna see if I can find it right.
Someone mentioned Chocolatito the other day with the Inau. I was like, I don't know, man. Speaking of
Chocolatito and Inui?
Yeah.
After his last fight,
someone said that shit. Someone posted it on the...
And I like
Inui. Yeah, Inui knocks his head off.
That'll be murder.
Stay away from him.
So
stay far away from him.
Anyway, knocks his head off.
Yeah, boxing. When is the next big boxing fight? Does anyone know?
I mean, I was looking at the
it's gonna
besides Conor Benn,
Triple G and
G and Canelo.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah,
there's nothing else
that no one really wants to see, but I get it.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see who. I mean, I don't even know if I want to break down that fight. I mean, I think Canelo beats Triple G at this point. We got Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's actually not a bad fight.
Man, that was
only boxing guys like that.
Robert Helenius was Deontay Wilder's sparring partner. So
yeah,
I
want to see it because I want to see. I saw some video and Deontay Wilder is running now. He's jump roping now, so I want to see if he changes things.
We got Pedraza versus Richard Comey on August 27th.
Who?
Pedraza and Richard Comey.
Oh, Jose Pedraza. Okay.
Jose Pedraza. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I'm not too excited though.
That's all. That's today. It's coming
right
up.
now.
Actually, that's today. Yeah, it's gonna be tonight.
Oh, here it goes. Here goes the picture I was talking about.
We got.
Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it though. You probably won't be able to see it because of my phone. Can you see that?
A little bit.
So they got it red. That's Jack Johnson.
Is that Jack Johnson in there?
Jack Johnson on the weigh-in. Then they got a picture of Luis Ortiz.
Oh yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
That's messed up, man.
You see? Hold on.
That's jacked up, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, so we got Isaac Cruz versus Eduardo Ramirez.
Tyson Fury brought that joint up.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, man, we really, Adrien, we really don't have any big fight. Oh, we got in London, Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall.
No one's watching that shit.
Yeah, not anybody.
Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgartner.
Women's boxing is almost as bad as WNBA.
I mean, unfortunately, that's the truth. I respect all of our women fighters,
and all women's
respect all fighters.
I respect women's MMA
fighters out there
UFC.
that watch that, please don't think
I respect all fighters, period, man. But you're right. Unfortunately, it's
I just think like women's MMA. Look, they have way less talented athletes and some superstars. They've had 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Rob Consejo versus Shakur Stevenson for the WBC WBO junior lightweight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
On September.
But I really don't care about that too much though because he's coming to 135.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'll watch it. But
Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker.
Mm-hmm.
They have that on the 24th.
It's not bad.
Not really, man. There's not really any big fights.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm looking at Charlo versus Tim Tszyu is not till next year.
It's coming up though.
It's coming up though.
Yeah.
It says January 28th to be TBA. So it's not really even
to be announced.
Sustainable. And notice that we don't even see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence on this list.
It's not made yet.
It's not happening. I don't think it's happening yet. Do you think it's happening?
I don't know, man. I heard like I've been hearing things back and forth. I feel like I'm getting, pulled two different ways. Until I see it in writing, I don't believe it. Until I hear the announcement, I don't believe it. But I'm hoping that they're working on it because, I mean, if they let this one fall, man, this really could like be a huge hit for the boxing community.
Absolutely, bro.
I mean, like the real boxing community, not like the
YouTubers. If they're not gonna fight each other.
Yeah, not the YouTubers, but if this doesn't work out, man, like the real boxing community is gonna have a problem, and it's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a big hit. So
big problem.
Hopefully they figure this out because this really is a fight for the fans, and they need to we really need to reinvigorate or boxing needs a defibrillator right now, bro, because
for sure
it's taking some hits that it shouldn't be.
And MMA is on the rise. We know that. So
yeah, and I mean I love MMA too. I like to watch it. So any kind of combat sport I like to watch, but like I said, boxing, man, in its truest form, it's guys just aren't fighting each other, and it's really becoming a detriment to the sport, bro. And so they need to start fighting. These promoters need to get out the way and make it as easy and as simple as 1, 2, 3. Do you want to fight? Yeah. Do you want to fight? All right, bet. Let's get the venue. Let's get this joint set up. I don't care how much money I make. Just like Devin Haney just did. I will always respect him now. He knew he was taking a cut to go over to Australia and beat Kambosos for that belt, but I will always respect him for doing that, man. And he's doing it twice.
Yep.
Going straight to
his hometown twice.
He knew he took a pay cut. He knew everything was going to be in their favor. Even tried to keep his dad out of the country and still went over there and fought and won, bro. I respect him.
Hey, real quick, did you guys hear what I think Moses said?
Kim,
what did he say?
I think you're breaking up.
You must be on the phone in the car. Yeah, StreamYard doesn't work too well on the phone.
For real? Yeah. But that fight with him and Kambosos is
And then the second thing he said the reason why he lost the first fight is because he knew there was a rematch clause.
What an idiot.
What?
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah.
I mean, scambosis, Danny. Nah.
Right.
That's cap, bro.
No, I'm just saying, guys, I want some feedback because I heard both
my
quotes.
feedback from that is it's cap.
Yeah, that's cap. Because he also said the same. That's the same reason why he said he missed weight. Oh,
bro,
it's the art of war.
That's what I'm saying.
He said he missed weight on purpose. No, he didn't.
Bro,
it's the art of war, deception.
He already had excuses.
Nah, you were just fat, bro.
Before it happened. That's the type of
he's got zero. I don't think that's another fight.
Zero chance of winning the rematch. Zero.
That's another fight that
shouldn't happen.
No fans want. They don't want to see Triple G Canelo 3, and they as fuck don't want to see Kambosos. First off, no one gives a fuck about Haney, but god damn, at least give him some, put him in there with someone who could compete.
Yeah,
we saw
this is horrible.
Yeah, it really is.
We saw this movie
when I saw that press conference come out, I was like, oh man, I know they're not serious about this. I didn't think this fight would actually happen. I was hoping like maybe they could just breach the contract
or something.
Yeah, just something, bro. Like,
well, the only way Haney was going to watch the same
rematch. Yeah. I mean, we already seen the song. We've seen this movie. We don't want the
rematch. But honestly, I'm just gonna be thoroughly on. And again, I don't want to hate on Haney, but Haney really needs to stop this guy if he really wants to be promotable and like people to give a fuck about him. Like he's undisputed, and clearly no one cares about him. He's not even.
Yeah, you just saw it. You just saw what the Ring Magazine did.
No one cares about
Magazine belt, and you're not even on anybody's pound for pound list, which is absolute disgrace, honestly.
I don't know how much of a disgrace. I mean, it is, but like, I get it. I get both sides of the argument. So,
I mean, I think it's a little disgraceful.
It is. I agree.
You have people. When you have Lomachenko on there, who doesn't even have a belt.
It's just what it is. It is a sport. This is a business end of the day. It's not a sport. So I just feel like, guys, give me a second, please. I feel like at the end of the day, if you're not an exciting fighter, you can expect the fans or like these organizations to rank you high or give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hey, Rob, fellas. Go ahead. What was you about to say? I got to roll.
Before we go, I want to real quick, Rob. You were saying like last time on our last show that you were still going to talk about what happened. You have a fighter, something going on with your fighters? You had a fight or something that you were training someone about? I'm trying to remember what you said.
I went to a fight of a friend of
mine.
Yeah. I went to a fight. Monzo Condi. Yeah, he won. He fought in Maryland. He's now 6-0, I think. He knocked out some dude from where is this dude from? All right, bro. See you, Adrien.
All right, Adrien.
Yeah, I'm about to roll too anyway. I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the guy's name who he fought. But yeah, no, Monzo, my friend, he fought. Like I said, out in Maryland, and he has another fight in October. Definitely subscribe to him. Manzaboro Condi. He's a 160. Where's Con Monzo at? 160 pounder. Okay. Coming up, pro rank, trains with Calvin Ford and Tank and all those guys out in Baltimore. So yeah, look him up. Definitely a good dude, man. Had a great fight, and also Damon Nicholson was on that card. And who else was on that card? Some other like up and comers were on that card. It was a good card. It was a good card. But we do have some fighters that are training too, man. We all got a couple of things coming up. I won't say it yet until we got them sealed and delivered. But we do have some things coming up here very soon.
All right, that's another episode of Danny's Dimensions. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Coach Rob. Shout out to Adrien. You know what I'm saying? We out of here. Peace.
Another good show, man. Y'all subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the pages. Make sure you follow, like Danny's stuff. We'll be back here more often, guys, and bring you more information, more content. And in fact, you know, why don't you guys let us know some things you want us to talk about?
Definitely.
And we'll bring those things to the show. Some of the people that comment on some of our stuff, man, let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll bring it to the show. Might do like a little drawing or something, you know?
Yes, sir. Or who you want us to have on the show next? Because we've had some guests on there.
Yeah.
So we got some folks to get that happen for you. So.
We got some folks that we can bring on the show and pick their brains as well, man.
Yes, sir. Right. So once again, great episode, man. Appreciate you, Rob.
Yes, sir.
We out of here.
Music licensing reimagined.